going on, everybody? It's Jovial Joel here, and I'm here talking with my guy Jason. Today we're discussing eCPMs and why they're important if you're an app developer. It just so happens Jason is the perfect person to discuss this with because he's launched over dozens of apps totaling over 5 million downloads, and he works with eCPMs every day. Hey, Jason.
Hey, Joel. Appreciate that intro. Yeah, eCPMs, like you said, they're super important for app developers, especially when you move into trying to make revenue beyond just in-app purchases. So I can definitely explain that a little bit. And a lot of people get confused CPM versus eCPM, so I can talk about that a little bit too. So eCPM is basically the revenue you get relative to 1,000 ad impressions. So to exemplify that a little bit, let's say a publisher gets $20 in revenue and showed 2,000 impressions. Then what you would do, the calculation behind that is $20 in revenue divided by those 2,000 impressions, which gives you 0.01.
1 penny.
Yep. And you multiply that by 1,000, and that gives you $10 eCPM. So that basically says for every 1,000 impressions you show, you're getting $10 on average. And so what an impression is essentially every time, and I'll give an example through an interstitial, which is like a pop-up ad.
Pop-ups,
so, you know those ads that like jump right up in front of your face? Yeah. So that's basically a single impression is every time that jumps up in front of your face. And it's different for different kind of ads. A rewarded video impression is whenever the rewarded video ends. A banner ad is every time that ad flips. So every time the ad flips, it's a new impression. So the eCPMs per ad unit changes, but that's kind of the overall scope of an eCPM. And the difference is between CPM and eCPM is a CPM is cost per milli. eCPM is effective cost per milli, where milli is 1,000. And CPM is what an advertiser pays, right? So an advertiser will pay $500 for 10,000 ads, right? And a publisher, like an app publisher who owns the app, receives $400 of that $500. And the mediator, the ad network, would take their $100 cut. So that's why there's a difference between the CPM and the eCPM, and the company that drives those connections and is that middleman takes their $100 cut or whatever it is relative to the platform. So that's a little bit about eCPM, CPM. I don't know if that helps you out, helps the understand a little bit more.
Hey, I feel helped. That's a lot of great info right there, Jason. Do you have any real life example that you could provide?
Yeah, absolutely. So kind of an example in real life would be, let's say that you own a game app, right?
Game app.
And let's say it's a poker app.
Poker game app, I own it.
Yeah, exactly. So you've got a chips, right? So users have to buy chips with ads, and that's your current model. And then you say, I want users, I have 97% of users who aren't buying chips. So what you do there is you say, well, we want to integrate a survey platform or a rewarded video platform in order to monetize that is 97% of users, because only 3% are driving the revenue behind your app. And the way you do that is you would say, watch this video to earn 30 chips. Every time you watch a video, you get 30 chips. You don't have to buy them. And so for every video on a $10 eCPM, like we explained earlier, every video averages out to be 1 penny, 1 cent. So you get a penny per video watch, and you reward the users relative to whatever your in-app currency is, whether it's gems or coins or diamonds, right? Survey, you might say, give a user, depending on the survey value, average it out to be 1,000 chips per $1. And then the survey value, if it's 50 cents, will show as 500 chips. And basically what this does is it drives, as users continuously watch videos, every 1,000 that are watched, you get $1. And then you can have a survey where a user takes a survey and they get you 50 cents. But the survey eCPM might come out to be $150 eCPM. So it really varies.
Well, I really appreciate you clearing that up for me and the people out there. So now that you've explained what eCPMs are and you've given us a real-world solution and situation, can you tell us why this metric is so important?
Yeah, absolutely. So it's a really good gauge to see how much revenue you're driving so it's per 1,000, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so it's a really good aggregator to see how you're doing relative to your traffic.
Okay.
So you can see pretty easily with an eCPM and say, well, I made $10 today and $100 yesterday, but you can see eCPMs were the same. So your eCPMs might be the exact same, revenue's vastly different, and then you know that's a traffic issue. You've got to drive more traffic, whether it's in your app or whether it's to your ads. So that's a big portion of pulling levers to make sure ads are shown in the right way to drive up your eCPM, as well as keep a good user experience, because user experience is really what keeps your users coming back in, right?
Definitely.
So, but yeah, that's kind of why eCPM is so important. It's a really good metric to gauge how your revenue is relative to your traffic.
Nice. Well, hey, there it is, folks. We learned about eCPMs today. We appreciate Jason and his expertise. Hey, make the money, monetization. Hey, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment on this video. inBrain is going to be bringing more content, so we expect you to be ready when we come.